This is absolutely bonkers. I mean, can this kid get locked up already? Now, Rampage Jackson took to Instagram because he's big mad that people are calling for his son to be arrested. And in this entire post that he put out, it was essentially a woe is me. Let me display my victim card. Rather than also, by the way, playing off the clout of his son's crime. Let me put that very clearly. His son committed a heinous crime on camera, and his dad says he's sick of people talking about it, but he doesn't seem to mind the clout that his Instagram posts and his live streams bring when he talks about it. He doesn't seem to mind that. But when white guys talk about it on the internet, then he gets pissed, because that's really what this is about. We're going to look at his post. By the way, again, in case you missed it, Raja Jackson belongs in prison for attempting to take the life of another wrestler. And now they've put out this insane excuse trying to again blame Stu for the attack that he had to endure from this man's son's animalistic behavior. Let's get into the story. By the way, thanks everyone who picked up some of our coffee yesterday. We have our full selection available on Amazon Prime, which means you get free next day shipping. Make sure you pick up the tangerine, the blueberry cobbler, the strawberry cobbler, or the brand new summer flavors that are in Tiger's Blood and Blackberry Cream. Our 5-pound bags are in stock. Everything shipping free Prime. Give something a try. We have Colombian roast, Ethiopian roast, dark roast, all sorts of stuff. So check it out at the link in the description. Quentin Rampage Jackson says he's sick of being quiet about his son Raja's brutal attack on Stu. I'm a father first. Are you, though? Because what I saw was you gassing up your son on the phone about 5 minutes before he committed that crime, saying that he was light in the loafers because he got beat up by some men in some tights. I always see you ragging on your son, gassing him up, insulting him, belittling him. That's not fatherly behavior. It's also not fatherly behavior to take to Instagram and say, but people are being racist to us on the internet. Oh, I guess that cancels out the brutal crime your son committed and still hasn't been arrested. Although it does look like the walls are closing in there because the state has taken over. I made a video yesterday talking about how the state has taken over the investigation from LAPD so that they can actually get this thing moving. Because the LAPD had been clearly dragging their feet. Now it has been 7, 8, 9, almost 10 days since the crime that will be the slam dunk guilty verdict of a lifetime with 0 charges. Former UFC star Quentin Rampage Jackson says that backlash against his son Raja has simply gone too far. He tried to take another man's life. How far are we allowed to take it? By the way, nobody would be talking about him anymore. Nobody would be talking about him anymore if the police did their job. My biggest criticism now, a week later, is the insane garbage job the LAPD has done, or the obvious cover-up that they've partaken in. I don't care about your son's dumb mistake. I'm glad that Stu is alive and well, but at some point, he's got to pay the piper. Jackson took to Instagram with a lengthy message in defense of his 25-year-old son, Raja, who fans are calling for legal action after he brutally attacked Stu, 39, in an independent wrestling event on August 23rd. Alongside a screenshot of a news post reporting that Raja had been booked for an event despite a brutal attack on Psycho Stu. Why do I keep calling him Sicko? Sorry, Psycho Stu. The former UFC star said he's sick of being quiet, letting all the low IQ people fall for clickbait. Bruh. You don't need an IQ to look at that video and see that that he committed a terrible crime. Like, you get that, right? You know? Like, you get that. You get that it's a crime that any idiot can look. I mean, even someone who's low IQ Yes, my son took things too far, and I'm pissed about him being a POS and the way he handled it. Okay, good start. Good. You're back on track here. But if Psycho Stu wasn't drunk and wouldn't have hit my son over the head with a real beer can while he was live streaming on his own stream, then Knox wouldn't have felt like they had to make things right by letting Raja get back in the ring. Are you joking? So, first of all, I don't know if it was a real beer can or not. But he obviously didn't do any damage to Raja. He did it like an actual an actual wrestler. Yes, my son took things too far, he said. Oh, I got to that. Here. Jackson said if his son would have went to the police when the beer can incident happened, they could have had the whole event shut down, and he could have sued Smith. Oh, well, thank you, Raja. So thank you, Raja, for being a hero. Thank you, Raja. You are heroic for letting the event go on and not calling the police. Case closed. Any future attempts to take somebody's life should be disavowed. You know? Yeah, let's forget about the whole thing. But my son is not as smart as I'd like him to be, he continued, revealing that his family is now receiving racist threats because of all the misinformation being posted so content creators can get paid from viewers. My dude, you are a content creator. You signed a big deal with Kick, right? You signed a big deal with Kick. You yourself are a content creator. So you're doing the same thing. You know people are tuning into your live stream because they want to get the dirt on Raja. And you, like the day after the attack, you were live streaming with some whores at a bowling alley. He complained that people actually think my son snuck into the ring. Well, I've never reported that, so I don't know. That part of it seemed like staged. And fought Smith without permission to be there, telling readers to get smart in the post. Jackson then claimed the entire event was staged, but Raja took it too far. The very first punch was too far. He was never supposed to punch him in the face. He added that he only shook his hand and accepted Psycho Stu's drunken apology because they said he could get a storyline. According to the former UFC star, his son was told that he could F him up. Really? By who? Who said that? The guy they fired who isn't a boss, who's just a performer? I have witnesses that say this isn't the first time Psycho Stu has done some drunk stuff backstage to a fan. Jackson went on to defend his son against claims he attacked an innocent military vet with PTSD, as fans pointed out that Stewart has spoken publicly about how wrestling helped him overcome his trauma in the military, and added, like my son knew everything about the man that came up behind him and hit him and then asked him to sell it. That's fair. That's fair. I think, it's probably not fair to expect Raja to know who this random, local wrestler was and his history. That's fair. I have other kids to protect, and I don't take kindly to threats, Jackson continued, adding that he's not scared of prison or dying for his kids. And calling me names won't hurt my feelings. Well, you sure seem hurt about it. My son should face the consequences for going too far. He knows better. That's why he didn't tell me anything about the storyline, Jackson said. What? He wanted to say that Smith is lucky he wasn't there when he hit my son over the head with a beer can the day after he had a concussion from sparring the day before. Again, Stu wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have cared if a bunch of pro wrestlers would have jumped me. I'm a father first, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He added, let's all learn a lesson. Keep your dang hands to yourself. If you get paid to do fake fighting, don't disrespect people that do ish for real. Now I put myself in this stuff. DM me now. Well, Rampage, I'd love to have you on the show. to correct literally anything I've said incorrect about this. I don't think I've reported anything incorrectly on this story. Are other people out there? Maybe are other people he's referring to? I don't know, but I mean, certainly he's seen my videos. They have 200,000-300,000 views. I'm, doing some of the closest coverage of this. I'm sure he's seen them. So I don't know if he has a problem with my videos or it's other person's videos, but nothing I've reported has not, by the way, Rampage doesn't owe me any appearance. I'm just saying he's welcome to come on and correct anything I've gotten wrong. Happy to. The incident between Roger Smith happened Saturday, August 23rd. In the disturbing video, Roger was seen it, by the way, on Sunday, August 24th. Smith's brother said he was currently stable, but in critical care. Let's see how this went Oh, he posted this. He posted two different things. This, not justifying anything. I'm going against my attorney's advice by talking about it, but people seem to think Raja wasn't allowed in the ring. Hopefully the threats to my family members will stop after this. I don't know who's threatening him. I don't know who would be doing that. This video is still this video is still only an edited clip to stop some of the misinformation. Raja is still a POS for what he did, but he's not the only person who handled this wrong. But Raja is the only one I'm disappointed in the situation. Psycho Sue didn't deserve what happened to him. Everybody that knows me knows how much I love and respect I have for our military and our veterans. Raja had no idea Psycho Stu was or that he had PTSD. I agree with that. I would hope that if my son knew that, he would have handled things differently. I would have. This part is for the racist people only. You know who you are. I'm talking to all different. Oh, he's still going on. Look at this situation as two men getting themselves involved in something stupid that could have been avoided. At the end of the day, a man was hurt. Let's hope we can move on and learn from this. Everyone gets the punishment that they deserve. Even my son. Nobody is above the law. I mean, that's definitely a better post. That's definitely a better post than this one, right? This one, he got absolutely cooked in the replies, thankfully. If we go, oh, did he turn them off now? They were showing up for me before. Here we go. Raja might see consequences of his actions. Shocker. Nah, your kid deserves time. Way too far. I love you, Rampage, but Raja deserves jail time. All this stuff. You say father first, but where was the parenting when he rang you and you were on stream winding him up and fueling his crash out? Raja is a product of your parenting, and it's all over the internet for the world to see. Nah, bro. Sorry, but no. Levels to morality. Stu was wrong, but it was physically harmless and caused zero injury. Raja nearly killed the man. And here's another MMA fighter. Other MMA fighter. Victim card. Yeah, the whole thing is pathetic. Stop coping. Turn your son in. Well, he has to be charged first. We'll see. I hope that he gets his time and we can move on. Then he posts him rizzing up whores, apparently. I don't know. The whole thing, the guy needs to go to jail now, sooner than later. I hope you were informed and enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.